Dubai Island's got a new project, and I think this is by far the best price launch I've ever seen. I'm sitting here with TJ, the Executive Director of DevMark. You're going to tell me a little bit more about Soma Residences. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm more than happy to tell you about the launch, and you're 100% right. To summarize it, it's probably the best prices per square foot that the island has seen in a couple of years.
TJ, tell me about Dubai Islands, where Soma Residence is located, and what makes this area special.
Okay, first of all, let me briefly talk about Dubai Island because I can talk for hours about Dubai Island as a great water community, waterfront community. Let's talk about the location of Soma within that community. Now, Dubai Island is a great community. There's a lot of amenities and a lot of things that makes it so unique. But when we were advising the developer to select a plot, okay, we studied all the different districts within Dubai Island, and the reason we selected this particular one is for the following. The first thing is that if you look at it within the master development, especially Island A, it sits in a place where it is there's low density. Okay, that this is important. What it means is that you have a nice landscape areas. You have a lot of amenities, roads, service roads. So there's not a lot of buildings close to each other. Very important if you have that kind of high density in an area. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the location of the plot itself. So if you look at our plot, with the way it is located, first of all, it is it's overlooking the park, okay, from one side.
That
and
green strip.
Exactly. So
A
that
few of those units will have a view towards
yeah,
the
exactly. So if you actually look at the building, okay, and the three sides of the building are open, so they're not, you don't have a building in front of you that is really going to look very claustrophobic like you get it in some other places. So you got the park, you got units that are overlooking the park, you got other units that are looking the service road from both sides. So you have that feeling of space. You got light coming in. Very, very important because if you go to other communities or you choose a plot that is sandwiched between others, because you got to understand that this is podium to podium, it's not that premium. So that's why we selected that. The other third reason, which is crucial to the value of the property and the rental yield, is the location of the plot within within the entry and exit point for Dubai Island. Okay.
especially for the access roads as well.
Exactly. Okay. That's a crucial point. It sits in the middle, and whether in terms of the two major enter and exit points into the island, it's equal distance to them, 5 minutes maximum. Now, this is very important because what we have seen, and a lot of people don't factor this in their development or in their choice to buy a property, is a traffic impact. We've seen that over the last 4 years, Dubai has grown in population, and therefore the traffic became a major concern in some areas. So when we look at development, we look at other buildings that are within easy access to entry exit points, we see that it has a significant impact on the capital appreciation, and also units that are closer to these points tend to bring in a higher yield. So that's the third point why we have selected that particular plot.
And it's also walking distance to the mall. So you're well located to be, walking distance to a lot of places, the beach, the mall.
Exactly. That's why it's central. It's in the center, and like you said, your easy access to the different marinas that are going to be built there. You're very close to the mall, major attraction. Whether you're doing a long-term rent or short-term rental.
I like boutique style developments, and this specific development only has 44 units in the building. Why did the developer choose to go with this amount of units?
Okay, first of all, I mean, I agree with you in terms of I've always always wanted to invest in boutique developments, wanted to live there, and there's a lot of advantages. I just want to highlight a couple of things. Okay, first of all, there's something called the amenities to residence ratio. Okay. And this is the number of amenities that is going to be serving how many apartments and how many residents. This is very crucial, very important, because if you look at the project, you'll see that there's a total of 11 amenities there, and you have 44 apartments. That's almost 4 apartments per amenities. That has a significant impact on the residence experience. Okay, so that's very important. The other thing is that when you're looking at a building that has few apartments, okay, you're looking at it affects everything in terms of how many apartments you have there when you're about to rent, how many apartments you have there, how many apartments are competing with you when you want to sell or go to market. The idea is that you have kind of a one of a kind, okay, and you're limited to the number of units in the building. Why have the developers decided to go that way? It is part of their philosophy. So just quickly talking about these developers. So these are two seasoned contractors that they bring together almost 40 years of experience building mansions in Emirates Hills and on the Palm and other places. Okay, so they bring that philosophy of quality, okay, luxury, and what they wanted to do is that they wanted to transfer that philosophy into a building, and therefore they wanted to keep it boutique. Right? I mean, normally, if you have a developer that would pay so much money for a plot, they want to maximize the commercial value of that by building boxes and studios and units and whatever. Okay, that's one approach. But their approach is no. They wanted to concentrate on the quality. They wanted few numbers, few apartments in the building, and that's the direction that they wanted to go. And we have experienced a similar direction like that with one of the developers we work with, where they were into building very, very high quality luxury and villas and mansions, and they wanted to transfer that philosophy into apartments, and they succeeded very well. I mean, the end result was spectacular, and we were able to sell these particular apartments at a 20% more premium than the neighboring buildings. So that works for the developer, and it works for the buyer, the investor, and the end user as well. The layouts is great. They came up with different configurations, different layouts when we sat and worked with them. And the idea is to give the investor or the end user different choices. And, I don't want to go into too many details. Yeah. We're more than happy to share that with you later in terms of the functionality of these layouts, where they are flexible. You can do a lot of different things in the layout and how you put your furniture and so on and so forth. So that's very important. Another thing I just wanted to mention, for 44 units in a building, that is normally reserved to very high-end and luxury apartments. Like, for example, Vitalia. Yeah. Vitalia, we have 47, I think.
That one's on the Palms.
On the Palm, but you're talking about 10 to 11 million.
Yes.
Okay, so you're getting a few numbers, but you're getting it for a very, very competitive price point, but a very competitive price per square foot. I've always tried not to, basically to use my own preference. I think all of them work very well, depending on what you want. People's psychology when they're buying is different. What do they like and dislike is different from one person to the other. That's the reason why we decided that, we don't want to create cookie cutter apartments, because someone might like type A, but they won't like type B. Well, I would recommend both. I mean, you can either go for 2 1-bedrooms or go for 1 2-bedrooms, and I prefer you go for the whole thing. So because of the size, and because of the ticket price is very important for investors. Whether you go for a 1 or whether you go for a 2, you still have a good rental yield coming in. For either one of them.
I see the building has a WELL certificate. Can you briefly discuss exactly what the benefits are of this certificate?
Sure. First of all, I just want to say that why we like working with our partners here in this project is that to them, they wanted to differentiate themselves in terms of customer experience. You don't see that a lot, okay? You see it in a lot of our project, but what they wanted to do is that they wanted to emphasize on the resident, whether it is someone who's renting or someone who's living there. And one of the things was they said, you know what, we're not going to go for a green building certificate. That's not enough for us. So, quick reference: a green building certificate, that means your building is efficient in terms of electricity, water usage. This one goes beyond. I mean, from the name, what it says, well certification, it means that it's all about again, the residents' experience in terms of physically and mentally, how they interact with their residents, how do they interact with the amenities, okay? Creating that ecosystem where they feel, that they feel good about it. They feel, that this is the kind of living they want. So that's what the certificate is. And to see them wanting to pursue that, I think is a great advantage. I think it goes beyond that. I mean, we can talk for hours about how does it impact it, but to summarize, is exactly what you said.
Earlier, you discussed about the amenities. We know there's a clubhouse, a sauna, paddle tennis, infinity court. Like, this is important amenities. And what kind of lifestyle would a buyer enjoy when he's here?
Yeah, when we were advising them on amenities, we want to have an alignment between the amenities, the lifestyle, and what we believe are the people that are going to invest and live in. Okay, so we really looked at different options, and we wanted amenities that can be, that are functional. Number one, number two, that can be well maintained, and it within the whole customer experience. So you have the pools, you have recreation deck on the podium, you have one on the roof, to give you beautiful views of the water as well as downtown. So it's very well thought after. Okay, now you see the smile on my face because I was waiting. I said, when are you going to ask me that question? Okay, honestly, I can talk for hours about Dubai Islands. I mean, I've been in Dubai real estate from the inception for 23 years, and I've seen a lot of waterfront development. I've seen a lot of them, evolve, and I truly believe, from experience, from what I believe, what I see is that Dubai Island is going to be one of the premium waterfront destination. A lot of people forget that it is an island.
Yes.
Okay, it is an island, and I think the best phrase that summarizes it is that you get the island living, but without the island isolation. What does it mean? It means that you can get on Infinity Bridge, for example. We can talk about it right now. It's built, and you are in the island. You can travel from anywhere in Dubai within 10 to 20 minutes maximum, and you are on an island. And this is an island where you're surrounded by beautiful water. You're surrounded by, it's not a canal. It's not a waterway. Yeah. It is basically seawater. Absolutely. The beach quality, the water quality. You've got private beaches. You've got public beaches. It's got everything. You want to play golf? It's there. You want to go and enjoy the different food and beverage facilities are going to be there. You've got it. You want to go cycling, kayaking. To me, this is the kind of lifestyle that resonates with me. I can imagine how it is. And listen, if you want to experience the old Dubai, you're 5 minutes away from there. You're 5 minutes away from the Gold Souk and all the attraction of this beautiful city. So for me, it is a great, great, great location, and it offers a lot.
Yeah.
The best way to demonstrate this is the following. Okay, if you look at Dubai waterfront communities, what are they selling right now? I'm not going to talk about the price per square foot, right?
Yeah.
So they are here. So what does that mean? Is that they're around 4,500 or 5,000 dirham per square foot. Now, this is transactions happening now, not 3 months ago, right? If you look at the average transacting prices of Dubai Island, and that's the price per square foot, they're about at 2,300. So they're here. If you look at our prices right now, they're about average of 1,740. Some units even go down as low as 1,000, maybe 600.
Wow.
So if you look at that, this gap is where the money sits.
Yes.
This is where people can make money in.
And that's for the smart investors that
Absolutely.
sees that opportunity.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Waterfront, and like you said, this is a lot of people don't know. Okay, this is the last water frontier.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, you're not gonna get developments at that scale.
Yes.
The other thing is Dubai.
These are kind of less prices than what was even launched at when Dubai Island started.
That's exactly. I mean, I keep saying that, and I know it sounds like you know, a sales pitch, but
Yeah.
it is the reality. It's the lowest prices that the island has seen in a couple of years for a development that is only 44 units.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, and I don't think we will see those prices
No,
again.
no,
Okay.
no, absolutely not. And I'll tell you for a lot of reasons. One of it is that, you know what? These developers purposely decided that they're not going to make money on it. You buy a plot, Dubai Island plots are very expensive. You only build 44 units, and this is the price per square foot you're going to sell at. If you look at the cost of construction that gone up by 30, 40% over the last 6 months, there's no way, you know. I mean, you won't see anyone coming up with these prices.
Okay.
So it's a great, great opportunity. Only 44 units.
Yeah. And while we're on that point, you also have an offer currently that we are running during launch period. And tell us a little bit about it, because it's the early bird catches the worm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, what we've done is that we created. Okay, first of all, you know, for only 44 units, you have to go through an expression of interest
Yes.
Offer. Okay, so during that period, not only are you getting great prices, but also you're getting a 5% discount if you go in at the EOI stage.
Okay.
Okay, number one. Number two, we created 3 different payment plans. Okay, to give the buyer the flexibility of which one to use, but every single payment plan, the last 2, will unlock an additional discount. Okay,
On top of the 5%.
On top of the 5%, you can go
That's
all the way.
incredible.
So you get a 5%, and in one payment plan you go an additional 8%.
DevMark also have 2 other projects on the island, Akra and Vida. If you can maybe just touch base on all 3 of them and tell me the uniqueness of all 3 of them.
Okay, I mean, every development is different. Okay, and as I said, it depends on what the client is looking for.
Yes.
That's why we decided that we wanted to offer 3 different developments. Each one is unique in its own way. So if you look at about Arca is a hospitality branded residences. So for someone that wants that kind of a lifestyle, you know, like living in a resort, you know, with all the amenities of a hospitality brand, they get that. Okay, still the location is great. Okay, Vida is completely different. Vida is still boutique,
Yes.
but it's for wellness living. Okay,
Yeah.
and people that want to live in that ecosystem where, you know, it's like living in a spa.
Yes.
Okay, again, the location is very central. So each one of them is different depending on what kind of what the client is looking for, but every single one of them has one thing in common. Okay, they have great payment plans. The prices are very competitive, even with Arca and Avida until today as we
Yeah.
speak, and they are still you know, 20% price below the market. Soma is maybe 30, 34% below the average market. They're still around 20%. So what the client wants, they can look at these 3 options, and I'm definitely sure that they're gonna like either one of these.
And that's Soma Residences, a boutique wellness-led building and one of the last great waterfront location left in Dubai Island. Launching at a price and a payment plan I don't think I'll ever see again on this island. If you want in before the EOI closes, reach out to me directly. Safeguarding in your assets, grounded in experience, let's work together.